Welcome, students, to a brand new year. I am your teacher, Mrs. Nunez. I'm so excited to get to know you this year. I wanted to send you an introductory video to say hello, and I've made this slide deck so I can tell you a little bit about myself to introduce you. I can't wait for you to introduce yourself to me. So, I am a teacher. I've worked at APS for about 15 years. I've taught fourth and fifth grades. I work as an educational technology resource teacher. I work with a specific zone at APS. I am also a mom of a 13-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy who you're going to hear lots of stories about this year. I have a husband who I've been with for 20 years. Most of the time, anytime students meet him, they say that he's tall, but I think he looks tall because I'm so short. I also teach Sunday school and I teach all grades in that. And I have some really funny, interesting stories to share with you about that too. So that's going to come a lot throughout this year. I love Disney. I'm into all things Disney and I love Disneyland. That's a little bit about myself. And a lot of the activities and things that I create focus on my interest on that. And I love if you could pick out your own interest and use that in your own writing and when you're creating projects and things that you're doing. So here is our classroom so you can get a little image of that and what it looks like. I know we can't be there in the general sense just yet, but we do have it all set up and I'm excited for you to come in and to give it a look around. We're going to go over some practical ways that you use classroom a little bit. We use this classroom a little bit later throughout the year. Also, I wanted to share with you a little bit about how I teach. I use a lot of songs and moving. I also use a lot of clips in a lot of my teaching. That goes along with using Google and a lot of technology and tools for most of the things that I try and create. And I like to do a lot of projects and some interesting things. And that's a project there on the side for holes. So I know that I kind of went through a little bit about myself to share who I am. I actually do work for the Educational Technology Department. I was mostly just demonstrating how you can use some of the Google tools. I'm using Screencastify and Google Slides right now to create an introductory video. But what we're really doing today is we're going to be going over Google Classroom, and you're going to go through this training in a sense that you are going to pretend that you are a student and you are going to experience some of these activities in some of the ways that this Google Classroom is set up. All of the activities, so I'm going to switch over here to the classroom. All of the activities are going to be set up in two different ways. So they're going to be set up for students, and you're going to see the activity and instructions for how to set this up for a student. And then you're also going to see how this is going to be set up for teachers, giving you some tips and tricks for how to set up a Google Classroom. The reason that we've created it this way is that each of the tools and ways to use Google Classroom are incorporated in all of the activities. So just to recap that really quick, we have the student section and we're going to have a teacher section. If you are feeling a little bit more adventurous, we are also created an escape room site where you can make this experience a little bit more interactive. So on this site right here, since we can't be training in Bonifacio like we had planned, we're going to bring Bonifacio to you. If you haven't seen Bitmoji classrooms, you can go ahead and look that up, but this is our own Bitmoji classroom. So you might have to click around and look around to find a way to look for some clues that are tied to the Google Classroom. If you get those clues, you can unlock these locks down here. And then we will have you available to be on a leaderboard later on. And so we'll go over how that Google Classroom escape room is going to be. It's a good way to make something interactive for students as well if you would like to create something like this. If you follow Rebrandly EdTech Escape, that's going to take you to that Google site if you would like to use it. You don't have to use it, but if you do put in some of the clues, you will be led to some interesting, interactive, and engaging tools that can be used in conjunction with Google Classroom. And we are ready to get started for going over a lot of those tasks. And if you just work through all of them through Google Classroom in order, you are pretty much on your own, but I'm really excited to have introduced myself to you. Just to let you know, this was taken from Slides Mania. She is an amazing builder of all sorts of slide decks for Google, and they are all available to teachers for free. So happy hunting, and I will see you in a bit.